So I decided to pick up a rear dash cam for my Tesla Model 3. I read some reviews online and it seems like the Blackvue cameras were rated pretty well. And so I'm currently utilizing the built-in front camera as a dash cam, but due to an unfortunate incident that I had recently, I think it's kind of necessary to have a rear dash cam as well. So I picked this up and I'm going to go ahead and attempt to install it as clean as possible. So after opening the box, the camera comes with a fairly long power cable that I'm just going to install in the cigarette lighter right now, which is inside the center console. And so I'll see how cleanly I can install it using that as a power source. Maybe there's a better option that will come up later. It also comes with a 16 gigabyte micro SD card, and then also some mounting options. So like I said, I'm going to put this in the rear window. I'm going to see where the best location is going to be, and maybe I'll test out a few different areas to see what's going to work. I know there may be some issues mounting it too high just due to the distortion in the rear window, so I might have to mount it lower in the rear window and see how that works. But like I said, I'm going to test a few different options. This camera does have Wi-Fi, so I should be able to stream the video to my phone and be able to see where to mount it. So I ended up getting the rear dash cam installed. Unfortunately, I didn't get any video of me pulling the trim off to route the wires, but it was just too hard to do it and film at the same time. But essentially this trim piece right here pops out, and then you can pull this black trim piece forward just enough so you can lift it up and feed the wires behind. And so that's what I ended up doing. It wasn't too difficult. It's a little finicky, but I think I was able to get the install clean enough that, you know, I'm happy with how it looks. And so the wire, the power wire runs behind this, under this trim piece here, and then along underneath to where the seatbelt is, behind this bolster here. So this bolster just sort of pops out, and so I just routed it under there. I did slightly pull up the rear seat cushion and was able to route the wire, like I said, under this bolster and then underneath the trim here, and then so it comes out right about here, and I routed it underneath this plastic piece where the passenger front seat mounts, and back under this plastic piece here, and then up into the center console. And so you can't even really see the wire at all unless you're really looking. I mean, you can barely see it right here, but no one would even notice that. And then as far as the mounting position, I mounted it just below where the tint ends, and it's sort of right behind the headrest, and so it's kind of the perfect position because it doesn't interfere with your vision. And I was thought about mounting it in the middle, but it would get pretty distracting. And so here I barely even notice it at all if I'm looking in my rearview mirror. And even from the back, the way it's positioned, you can hardly even see it. And that was kind of my goal. If you had it mounted lower in the middle, it'd be clearly visible. And so that could be a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, people would know that you're recording them, but then also, you know, it may entice people to steal it. And so this is sort of hidden enough where if you're walking by the car, you wouldn't even notice it. I'll go ahead and show you what it looks like in the center console, where I'm just using the existing cigarette lighter to power it. And so I wanted to show you how I have the wire tucked into the center console, and so you can see the passenger seat right here, and it just sort of routes straight up right next to the seat bolster. I could pull it a little bit tighter, but it's not really interfering with any of the seat positioning at all. And then under the center console tray, you can see where it's plugged into the cigarette lighter, and so it seems like that should work fairly well. So with this tray here, it just sort of keeps the wire in place. You could pull it a little bit tighter if you wanted, but you can't really even see it at all. I mean, if you're looking inside the car, you wouldn't be able to see the wire. And like I said, it's not going to interfere with the seat positioning at all. And then if you look in the back, you can just barely see the camera, and it doesn't really interfere at all with your rear vision. And I think it's kind of the perfect position. Yeah, I'm gonna have to turn the audio off. It's probably get a little annoying after a while, but it just tells you if the camera's recording or not, or if it's going into parking mode. But I'm gonna see if I can turn that audio off in the settings. But yeah, I'm gonna give this a try. It's dark right now, but I want to see what the quality looks like. It is 1080p, so I mean it should be decent enough quality. I know the built-in front camera that I'm using right now is, I think it's 720p, and so I didn't really think it was necessary to mount a auxiliary dash cam in the front. I'm just going to use the existing one for now. But anyway, I guess if you have any questions, let me know. Like I said, I didn't have video of me pulling off the trim, but I know there's some other YouTube videos that cover that. But anyway, like I said, if you have any questions, just let me know, and I'd be happy to answer them. But yeah, this looks like a decent solution for now, until Tesla maybe comes out with their own rear camera solution. I assume the backup camera could somehow be used as a dash cam as well, but I guess the quality wouldn't be as good as a Blackvue or other medium to high-end dash cam. And I also wanted to get some footage of the rear of the car, and so like I said, you can just barely see the dash cam. If you're driving behind the car, you wouldn't even be able to see it, I don't think, unless the sun was shining enough. But it's pretty discreet, and I didn't want it to be that visible and mess with either the visibility and even the looks of the car from behind. I didn't want to distracting wire running across the rear glass. So the wire, you can barely even see it. So I'm just going to leave you with a few clips that I recorded over the course of a few days. Most during the daytime, some during some poor weather conditions, and then a brief night shot. I didn't have the night vision enabled, so I'm not sure what the difference may be. So I'll have to give that a test and see what it looks like. Anyway, I hope you enjoy.